Boston Rob Mariano isn't sure whether his wife of nearly 20 years would be a faithful or a traitor. Speaking with PEPL exclusively about his time on Peacock's hit series The Traitors, the reality star goes back and forth about how his lifelong alliance member Amber Mariano would do if she were thrown into the Scottish castle. Every time I think about this, my decisions completely change, Rob, 49, says. At first I was like, for sure she would not do well as a traitor, she would have to be a faithful. And then the more I thought about it I was like, man, but it would be good because nobody would suspect her if she was a traitor. So now I'm thinking 100% she could be a traitor, but I'd see her as a faithful too. Sadly for viewers, we likely won't get to see Amber on the series. Despite her success as the winner of Survivor, All Stars in 2003, where she and Rob fell in love, and her return to the competition series for its milestone 40th season, Winners at War, Rob insists she's retired from reality TV. She's had enough, says Rob, who shares Lucia, 15, Karina, 14, Isa, 13, and Adelina, 10 with Amber. She went back on Survivor 40 because I was like, listen, Survivor's given us our whole lives, we have to go do this. But she didn't want to go, so I promised her I wouldn't make her do any more. Below, Rob opens up to PEBL about his experience on The Traitors, including who he blames for his downfall. Spoiler alert, it's himself, yeah, and it is. And it's like they made the target even bigger on The Traitors with the twists and how they wanted to start it and whatever. But I'm the type of person that I'm going to have the target regardless. So if we're going to put some pressure on, let's put a lot of pressure because that's when I do my best work. It's going to force me to play harder and more aggressive and do what I have to do. At the end of the day, I might not be there until the end, but we're going to have some fun. And we're going to get a good TV show out of it. Well, that you did. Taking down Bob the drag queen was epic television. But do you regret that, seeing how it sort of got a lot of people looking at you sideways? Absolutely not. I don't regret it. I mean, I could have done it maybe an episode or two later. But the problem is after I opened my mouth and started saying it, I had to execute on that. You know what I mean? Because I can't put the words back. Everybody knows it. And truthfully, that round table was going to be either to Sierra Miller or Nikki Garcia. And I kind of steered it back to Bob. You put the blame on Bob for bringing up your name in the first place. It was completely Bob's fault. Bob's so smart and he's such a good player. He was running the show with the Traitors and was playing the faithful side as good. And he just didn't account for one thing. And that is the fact that I was able to pick up on exactly what he was doing. How did you figure it out? In the episode before that episode, he tried to put Carolyn Wigger in the coffin and that was the first red flag. It's like, why would you put suspicion on another traitor? I know you're smart enough to know that, Bob. I know he knew Danielle Reyes was going along with it, but I was the one that stood up. Carolyn wasn't in there and I kept her out of there. And then at the very next one, indirectly, he says, yeah, we got to look at the cage people. I was like, now you're doing it to me, bro? I was like, not going there.